Week 1 is orientation week. In this week, I just want you to get familiar with the D2L course site, read through the syllabus, and just acquaint yourself with the course. So what are the things that we will be doing during our orientation week? Let's take a look at the orientation checklist. So the first thing is to read the syllabus. And so I have a link to the syllabus here, which you can click and it'll take you there directly. There's the syllabus. If you want to go back to the previous page, just click on the back arrow. Right. Review online student success strategies. Okay, so what is this? One easy navigation tip in D2L is to click this little arrow and you can move through your modules here. So online learning success, let's take a look at that. Now I have posted a number of files here that have tips on how to be a successful online student. Some of you are very familiar with the online learning environment, you've taken classes with me, and you know what happens. But if you are new, take a couple of minutes and look through these general hints and tips on what makes a successful online student, okay? And how can you stay motivated as an online student? The next one I have is online netiquette, good behavior in your discussion postings. This I think everyone should take a look at just as a reminder for best practices. And then how do you post? What are the things you can do and what are the things to remember? So online discussion postings. How do you write good online discussion questions? These are tips on good question writing. This is the file currently. I might change this into something more visual. It'll have the same content though. And these are tips on how to set up group ground rules since you will be working in groups. So this is just to get you started with online learning as such. Okay, let's go back to our checklist. What's the next thing we have? Complete the Getting to Know You survey. So if you click on this, it'll open the survey. It's basic information that'll help me understand you a little bit more. It is due by September 9th. Introduce yourself is in the discussion area. So if you click on this, it'll take you directly to the discussion area where you can post your introduction. I'll come back to this a little later. Next is to review concept map materials and to download the CMap tool. Okay, so let's look at the concept maps section here. Now in concept maps, there are a lot of options over here and I'd like to go through each of them with you. So I'm going to take you back to our orientation and under, if you notice, these are called submodules. If I click on them, all the files will be shown. I can click on it again to compress it so that it's easy for me to navigate. So in concept maps, I'm going to look at understanding concept maps, which is a poster on what is a concept map, why do we use concept maps, and what is the benefit of a concept map. Okay. The next file that we have is downloading the CMap tool. Creating concept maps requires a special software and you can download it through this link. This is a video on how you will download it and do the setup of it. If you're comfortable doing it yourself, that's very good. If you need some assistance with it, this video should help you with it. Okay. Next is creating your, and then you have an overview of creating CMaps. So how do you create your first CMap? This is a very brief, fast how-to on doing your CMaps. Now I am using different navigation tools to move through the same content in D2L to give you an idea of what are the different things you can do in D2L. First thing I showed you was this little arrow which shows you your module. And you can go back, you can go forward. That's one way. You can use the breadcrumbs on top. This is called the breadcrumbs. So if you want to go back to orientation, click on orientation. You want to go back to just concept maps, click on concept maps and it'll take you to that sub-module alone. So orientation, online learning, and concept maps. Okay, now I'm going to look at creating your first concept map. Now this is a PDF file, so it's written instructions on how you will create your first concept map. Okay, you can also click on these arrows to move from one file to the next. I am using these options intentionally, not to confuse you, but to show you what you can do with D2L. Use the one that is most convenient for you. Remember, your navigation bar is always on top. If you feel like you're lost, click on the name of the course. It'll take you back to your home page. If you click on content at any time, you come back to your main page over here. Okay. The green check marks will appear when you have gone through all the files in that particular section. So this is what we're going to be doing for our orientation week. Okay, so you'll download the CMap tool and read the concept map material so you know how to create a basic concept map. Finally, the thing you will do during orientation is to post an introduction of yourself. So you can go to the Introduce Yourself section. You will start a new thread and post your introduction over here. I have already posted my introduction, so feel free to go ahead and add yours.